Imagine losing an arm and growing it back within weeks. Sounds impossible, right? Yet across the animal kingdom, this seemingly miraculous ability isn't just possible. It's happening every day. While humans struggle to heal even minor wounds without scars, certain remarkable creatures can regenerate entire limbs, organs, and even parts of their brains. What if I told you that the key to revolutionary medical breakthroughs might be swimming in our oceans or crawling through your garden right now? Scientists are racing to decode nature's regeneration secrets, studying these incredible animals to potentially unlock healing abilities within our own human DNA. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 5 extraordinary animals with regenerative superpowers that make Wolverine look like an amateur. From creatures that can regrow their heads to others that replace their hearts on demand, these biological marvels aren't just fascinating. They're rewriting what we thought possible about healing. The most mind-blowing part? The genetic blueprints for these abilities might already exist inside you, dormant and waiting to be activated. What we learn from these animals could transform medicine forever, potentially helping millions recover from injuries and diseases once considered permanent. Stick around to witness nature's most incredible comeback artists and the scientific quest to bring their healing powers into human medicine. Part 1. The axolotl's full-body rebuild. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to regrow an entire limb after losing it? For most of us, this seems like pure science fiction. But there's a small creature living in the lakes of Mexico that does this every day without breaking a sweat. What if I told you this animal doesn't just stop at limbs, but can rebuild parts that we humans could never dream of replacing? Meet the axolotl, nature's ultimate regeneration champion. While a cut on your finger might take days to heal, this remarkable salamander is busy showing off by regrowing entire limbs, tails, and even parts of its vital organs. But here's where things get truly mind-blowing. This isn't just about external body parts. The first of our 5 incredible regenerating animals can actually rebuild sections of its spinal cord. Yes, you heard that right. Injuries that would leave humans permanently paralyzed are mere temporary inconveniences for the axolotl. Within weeks, damaged nerve connections reform and function returns completely. Even more impressive, they can regenerate portions of their heart and brain organs that in humans, once damaged, stay damaged forever. So how exactly does this miraculous process work? Scientists have discovered what they call cellular memory. Axolotl cells somehow remember what they used to be before injury. When part of the body is lost, nearby cells undergo an amazing transformation. They forget their current job, revert to a stem cell-like state, and then rebuild exactly what's missing. It's like having construction workers who instinctively know how to rebuild an entire building exactly as it was, without needing blueprints. The most exciting discovery came just recently when researchers finally identified the specific gene network that controls this incredible ability. Here's the kicker. Humans actually share many of these same genes with axolotls. The difference, ours are switched off. Our regeneration abilities got turned down during evolution, possibly as a trade-off for other advanced features. Scientists are now working to understand if these dormant abilities could somehow be reactivated in humans, even partially. Imagine a future where spinal cord injuries don't mean permanent paralysis. A world where heart attack damage could be completely reversed. All because we unlocked secrets hidden within this small salamander that refused to grow up. The axolotl's regenerative abilities aren't just fascinating, they're potentially the blueprint for revolutionary medical treatments that could change millions of lives. What if I told you there's a creature so resilient that you could cut it into hundreds of pieces, and instead of dying, each piece would regenerate into a complete, fully functioning animal? This sounds like something from a horror movie, but it's actually happening right beneath our feet. And the science behind it might completely change how we think about healing, aging, and even memory. Let's talk about the second incredible regenerator on our list, the Planarian flatworm. These tiny creatures, often found in freshwater ponds and streams, possess what might be the most extreme regenerative abilities on the planet. Scientists have proven you can cut a single flatworm into 279 separate pieces, and amazingly, each tiny fragment will grow back into a complete worm with all its original parts. Cut off its head, it grows a new one. Cut it in half? Now you have two worms. It's like having a living biological copy machine. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. The secret behind this extraordinary ability lies in their special stem cells called neoblasts. Unlike human stem cells that become more limited as we age, Planarian neoblasts never lose their power. These death-proof cells seem to ignore the normal rules of aging. They never stop dividing, never wear out, and never lose their ability to become any cell type needed. It's as if they found the fountain of youth at a cellular level. Perhaps the most mind-blowing aspect of Planarian regeneration is how they rebuild their brain. When a flatworm regrows its head after decapitation, it doesn't just create a new brain, it somehow maintains its memories and learned behaviors. Scientists tested this by training flatworms to follow certain paths, then cutting off their heads. When the heads regrew, the worms still remembered their training. This suggests that memory might not be stored only in the brain, but somehow distributed throughout the body. This discovery has enormous implications for neuroscience and especially for conditions like Alzheimer's disease. If we could understand how planarians preserve memory through complete brain regeneration, we might develop entirely new approaches to treating memory loss and brain injuries in humans. Researchers are already identifying the specific signals and pathways these worms use, looking for similarities in human biology. The humble Planarian might not look impressive at first glance, but its cells are performing feats that our most advanced medical technology can't match. By studying these living lightsabers of the animal kingdom, creatures that can be split apart only to come back stronger, we're uncovering fundamental secrets about cell division, aging, and the storage of memory itself. The next breakthrough in treating neurodegenerative diseases might come not from a high-tech lab, but from these simple creatures that have mastered the art of rebuilding themselves from scratch. Part 3. Sea cucumbers, the ocean's phoenix. Picture this, you're under attack and feeling threatened. What's your escape plan? For most of us, it's running away or fighting back. But what if you could literally throw your internal organs at your attacker and then simply grow new ones? Sounds like a superpower from a comic book, right? Well, for our third regenerating marvel, it's just another Tuesday in the ocean. Sea cucumbers, those seemingly boring cucumber-shaped animals on the ocean floor, are actually performing one of nature's most shocking regeneration feats. When threatened, certain species will perform an extreme defense mechanism called evisceration. They literally expel their internal organs, intestines, respiratory trees, and other vital parts through their body wall or their rear end. The predator gets distracted by the ejected organs, while the sea cucumber makes its getaway. But here's where the true miracle happens. Within just a few weeks, these creatures completely regrow their discarded organs, functioning exactly as they did before. Imagine going to the hospital, having your digestive system removed, and then just heading home to regrow it on your own. This makes sea cucumbers the only animals on Earth that purposely eject major organ systems as a defense strategy, all because they can confidently regrow them. The secret to this extraordinary ability lies in their unique collagen. Sea cucumber collagen has remarkable properties that allow it to rapidly shift between solid and liquid states. One minute it's firm and structured, the next it can flow like honey. This allows their body wall to soften during evisceration and then restabilize afterward. Scientists are already using this discovery to develop new types of medical bandages that can both conform to wounds and provide structure for healing. Even more fascinating is the sea cucumber's cellular suicide switch. When regeneration begins, they can selectively trigger some cells to die while activating others to multiply rapidly. It's like having a perfectly coordinated demolition and construction crew working simultaneously. Humans have similar cellular mechanisms, but we can't control them with nearly the same precision. When our cells get this process wrong, we end up with either insufficient healing or problems like cancer where cell growth goes unchecked. By studying how sea cucumbers perfectly balance this cellular life and death decision, medical researchers hope to develop treatments for both chronic wounds that won't heal and cancers caused by uncontrolled cell growth. Imagine treatments that could trigger your body to regrow damaged tissue perfectly without the risk of abnormal growths. From the depths of the ocean, these strange animals are showing us that regeneration isn't just about growing back simple tissues, it's about orchestrating complex organ systems from scratch. Sea cucumbers, nature's ocean phoenix, are proving that sometimes the most revolutionary medical insights come from the strangest and most overlooked places. Their unique brand of extreme regeneration could hold the key to treating conditions we currently consider permanent. What happens if your heart gets damaged? For humans, heart tissue doesn't grow back. A heart attack leaves permanent scars, forever weakening this vital organ. But there's a small striped fish swimming in labs around the world that's showing us a completely different possibility. One that could revolutionize how we treat heart disease, the world's leading killer. Meet our fourth regeneration superstar, the zebrafish. These tiny creatures, barely an inch long, possess an ability that seems almost magical to us humans. They can repair their own hearts. When a zebrafish suffers heart damage, something remarkable happens. Instead of forming scar tissue like we do, they completely rebuild the damaged area with healthy, functional heart muscle. The numbers are staggering. A zebrafish can regenerate up to 20% of its heart within just days, with no scarring whatsoever. For perspective, that would be like a human regrowing a chunk of heart muscle the size of one of its chambers after a major heart attack. In mammals like us, this is completely impossible. Once our heart cells die, they're replaced with rigid scar tissue that doesn't beat and weakens the heart permanently. So, what's their secret? Scientists have discovered what they call an inflammatory clock that works completely differently than ours. When our hearts are damaged, our immune response rushes in, cleans up the area, and quickly forms scar tissue to patch things up, essentially prioritizing quick repair over perfect restoration. But in zebrafish, the inflammatory response actually helps trigger regeneration instead of scarring. Here's where it gets really exciting. The genes that control heart regeneration in zebrafish have direct counterparts in the human genome. We have the genetic machinery for this ability, it's just not activated properly. Scientists have now identified specific proteins and signals that could potentially reawaken these dormant regenerative pathways in human hearts. This isn't just theoretical research anymore. Clinical trials are already underway testing zebrafish-inspired therapies for heart attack patients. Some approaches involve delivering specific proteins found in zebrafish hearts to damaged human heart tissue. Others are testing drugs that mimic the zebrafish's unique inflammatory response. Early results show promise in reducing scar formation and promoting actual regrowth of functional heart muscle. Imagine a future where heart attacks no longer mean permanent damage, where your doctor could administer a treatment that triggers your heart to heal itself completely. For the millions suffering from heart failure worldwide, the implications are enormous. All because scientists took a close look at these tiny striped fish and asked, why can they do what we can't? The zebrafish reminds us that sometimes the most profound medical breakthroughs come from understanding how other species solve problems that still baffle us. Their heartbreak solution could ultimately end up healing ours as well. As we continue to unlock their regenerative secrets, we move closer to a world where devastating heart damage might become a thing of the past. Part 5. The Hydra, Immortal Cells. Imagine living forever, not just a long life, but literal immortality. For our fifth and final regeneration champion, this isn't fantasy, it's daily life. This tiny creature doesn't just regrow parts, it essentially never ages, potentially living forever if not eaten or killed. And its secrets might hold the key to understanding the most fundamental aspects of how our bodies repair themselves. Meet the hydra, a tiny freshwater relative of jellyfish and coral that's rewriting everything we thought we knew about aging. Unlike virtually every other animal on Earth, the hydra shows no signs of aging whatsoever. While we humans grow old as our cells accumulate damage and lose function, hydras replace every cell in their body every few weeks. They are, for all practical purposes, biologically immortal. But their regenerative abilities go even further. Cut a hydra in half, and each piece regenerates into a complete animal. Cut off its head, and it grows a new one in days. Even more impressively, you can dissociate a hydra, basically turn it into a soup of individual cells, and those cells will find each other, reorganize, and form a complete hydra again. It's like disassembling a car into individual parts, throwing them together, and watching them spontaneously rebuild into a working vehicle. The secret to this remarkable ability lies in what scientists call the hydra's cellular reset button. When injury occurs, hydra cells near the wound site activate genes that are normally only used during embryonic development. These cells essentially revert to an embryonic-like state, forgetting their current specialized jobs and gaining the ability to become whatever the hydra needs for repair. It's as if they can turn back their biological clock on demand. What makes this particularly exciting for human medicine is that many of these regenerative genes have direct counterparts in our own DNA. The difference is that we can't activate them properly after embryonic development. But here's where recent research gets truly groundbreaking. Scientists have successfully transplanted specific hydra genes into mice and achieved partial regeneration of tissues that normally don't regenerate well. This suggests that with the right signals, mammalian cells might be capable of much more regeneration than we thought possible. These discoveries are pointing toward entirely new approaches to medicine. Instead of just treating symptoms or replacing damaged parts with artificial ones, we might eventually learn to reawaken our body's inherent capacity for self-repair. Imagine treatments that could activate your inner hydra, triggering your own cells to rebuild damaged organs or tissues from within. From the Immortal Hydra, we're learning that the boundaries between aging, regeneration, and development aren't as fixed as we once thought. The same fundamental processes that build our bodies in the first place might be reactivated to repair them. This tiny, seemingly simple creature, with its remarkable ability to reset its biological clock, is helping us reimagine what might be possible for human healing, and even our understanding of aging itself. As we continue to decode the hydra's immortality secrets, we move closer to treatments that don't just mask or manage conditions, but actually restore our body's natural ability to heal themselves. The fountain of youth might not be a place or potion, but rather the reactivation of regenerative abilities that have been dormant inside us all along.